Ankita, we will start the session.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Welcome to all faculty, student of IIMS. I'm Ankita Fere. Would like to welcome today's guest speaker, Mr. Saqib Iqbal sir, who will be delivering on the topic of exploring the field of digital forensics. Now I would like to take opportunity to introduce Mr. Iqbal sir, Assistant Manager and Senior Digital Forensic Analyst, Third Eye Techno Solution Private Limited. Mr. Iqbal sir is digital forensic analyst and consultant with more than 10 years of experience in cyber forensic industry. He is command in cyber forensic investigation for corporate and government section. His technical expertise are investigating intellectual property theft and data exfiltration. His expertise are incident response, cyber threat, malware analysis, Xcode analysis, and active memory dump analysis, and long analysis using the SIEM tool. Sir is very proficient in handling endpoint encryption and open source encryption. By using platform social media, Sir has shown his expertise in data extraction from the various damaged storage device and smartphones. His works in law enforcement and agencies and industry pan-India. Sir has shared his experience in various case sessions held on cyber forensic, cyber security, cyber awareness at various education institution, national security and university, etc. Now I request to Sir process further session.
Thank you, Ms. Ankita, for this brief introduction and well-informed introduction about me. Thanks a lot. Hello, guys. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to IAMS Pune. Today we have a session on digital forensics, and we explore this field today in our 1.5 hour session. Let me share my screen first. Shall we conduct our session in English complete, or it should remain in bilingual, Hindi or English? Can somebody tell me?
Sir, you can prefer English.
Okay, that's good. So, can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay. So today's session is on exploring the field of digital forensics. So let me quick come to our agenda today, what we are going to discuss today's session. I'm going to discuss the cyber trends. How are we connected to cybersphere? I will let you know about why there is an ambiguity between cybersecurity and cyber forensics, and how useful digital forensics is. We will discuss today some investigation methodology used in cyber forensics case investigation. Then I will direct you to some process involved in digital forensics investigation. And then what are the cyber laws framed under the IT Act of 2000? And what are the career aspects for for our students who are doing the post graduation in various fields? So let's quickly go to this. Let me switch off my camera first. Okay. So So everyone talk about internet today. Everyone is connected to internet. We are doing transactions on Paytm. We are doing transactions on GPay. We are having smart vacuum cleaners in our home. We are having smart air conditioners, smart refrigerators in our home. We are surfing the websites. There are, enormous traffic going to and fro on the internet. We are driving vehicles which are connected to internet. So we are connected to this cybersphere. What is cyber? Cyber means related to computers or a network of computers. So it doesn't matter if we have IT environment or we live in IT environment or not. We are connected with IT. We are connected with cybersphere. And if we are living in a hostels, if you are going to traveling to an airplane, if we are traveling to by any means, we are living anywhere. We are connected to cybersphere. So in this way, our data has been monitored, our data has been gathered. So when this data collection goes into a person's hand whose intentions are not good, then things are very dangerous. Things will get very dangerous. This data is segregated, classified, and spread across the globe. And if you are a student, if you are a working professional, if you are a very well decorated government official, if you are a businessman, if you are a parent, your entire data is segregated, classified, and spread across the cybersphere. And then when this data goes into data companies, they will, they will call you regarding the loan, regarding your ongoing loan, regarding whatever you search on internet, they will contact you. So yeah, so this way your data has been circulating all over the internet. So it is no wonder that when this data goes into a person's head whose intentions are not good, or who can say it's a threat actor on the internet, then he can play with your data. He can try to damage you on the internet, try to defame you, try to attack you, or gets different on your social internet, social websites, or you know can implant a data breach software, data breach malware, execute the malware on your computer and taken out your data without your consent, and then they start blackmailing you. So these are actually going on day-to-day life. Whenever you read the newspaper, you will get at least one cyber attack case regarding the cyber cell or cyber station in your locality. So these are enormous. It is abundance. It is going on. So, so what is cyber forensics? Cyber forensics is like a science of collecting uh, the evidence, collection of evidence, or more likely collection of digital asset, inspecting it, interpreting it, and then analyzing and reporting it and submit it into a code of law. So this is known as forensics. So when it is come to cyber forensics, which is connected to computers, which is connected to the network of computers. So it's a complete process, and we are here. You can see in the picture is the flow of how cyber forensics works whenever an attack happened or whenever investigation happened. Both are two different things, but here in collectively it is shown here. Like whenever an incident happened, you have to collect the data, you have to identify the exhibit first, then you have to examine it and contain the evidence, and then document it. And if it is cyber attack on your company or an individual, whatever you find, you have to eradicate it, or you have to find a remedy so that this couldn't happen in near future. But in forensics, whatever the evidence comes out from your digital asset, your digital device, it comes into in the report and submit into a court of law. So cybersecurity and cyber forensics are are connected to cybersphere, and there's a very thin difference between these two fields. Cybersecurity is like securing our parameters, securing our infrastructure. Uh, and preventing our environment, our digital infrastructure from any cyber attack. So it's like before any attack happens. So whenever an attack happens, so after this, whatever involved, you go to crime scene, you collect your evidence, you inspect it, analyze it. This is known as digital forensics. So understanding the cause, what has happened, why it is happened. This is digital forensics. So here you can see how our data is getting circulated and what are the attacks going on right exponentially. So you can see the Aadhaar data of our Aadhaar data is like 1.3 billion of Aadhaar names have been comes into compromise by a single malware attack uh, in a couple of years ago. So, and the constant rising of cyber attacks globally, it is going on. Like in Bihar, um, there is an online chopper scam. Happened, charge sheet had been filed, and there were 7 people found to be accused. So, I will discuss the case studies regarding the same. Here you can see types of cyber attacks, cyber threats are going on in day-to-day life. No wonder when you book a train ticket through IRCTC, its session can be hijacked and it will redirect you to a different site. You done your payment and you are done. So this is actually happened in 2016 and 17 when there is a DDoS attack, distributed denial services. The server of IRCTC got compromised. When you start canceling your actual ticket, it will redirect you to a new page where you insert your account details, and the money got transferred not to your account but to the threat actor account. So this is kind of this attack, DNS attack, when the URL got compromised, the domain names, the name system of website got compromised. Phishing malware is very common. You got a website link, you got an email which looks like very legit, but it doesn't come from validated signatures. So when you start reading your email, there is a website link present on it. You click on it. It's a illegitimate site. It's a duplicate site of original site. So this is phishing. So yeah, please uh, can you put off Please, can you put off your mic, please? If you can want to discuss anything, you can switch on your mic. So, as I told before, can uh, okay, let's go. So, as I told before, that was cybersecurity and cyber forensics. So, cybersecurity before the incident happened, cyber forensics whenever the incident happened, what is the cause of it, and identifying the cause of it, how the data has been impacted, and what are their outcomes. So, it's like prevention, and second is later thing is investigation. So that is why cyber forensics comes into play. So we have to investigate the crime, and law enforcement agencies, they have to investigate if it is income tax investigation. They have to investigate tax evasion. If it is enforcement directorate, then it's like money laundering. So cyber forensics plays vital role in law enforcements, in corporates, in big four companies, Fortune 500 companies. They have in-house forensic departments to tackle not only cybercrime but also to investigate the tax evasions, whether employee had done some malicious things with the company data, like intellectual property rights and asset fraud. So digital evidence. What is digital evidence? It could be anything. If it is the digital asset, anything reside in mobile phone, in pen drive, in computer, in external drive, in emails, in WhatsApp chats. It could comes in digital evidence. And remember, we studied RAM, ROM in a computer since from our school days. So and we come to know that
Sir, you are muted, sir.
I don't know how. It's okay now.
Yes, sir, you are audible now.
Okay. So what I'm telling is the
Yes,
digital
sir.
evidence, it could be anything. If it is a digital asset you found on a crime scene or a crime happened with you, like Paytm fraud or a internet hacking fraud, then your mobile phone is digital evidence. It's an exhibit. When you go to cyber cell, the evidence could be anything, whether it's a transaction, whether it's a email attachment, whether it's a audio recording, whether it's a gallery photo, whether it could be a UPI transaction receipt. So when we discuss since from our school days, we come to know that RAM data is volatile. Whenever you switch off your computer, your RAM data goes into flush. So this is not the actual scenario in forensics. Whenever we found a computer in crime scene, its RAM data can be pulled out if the computer is in on state. We can pull out the data from the RAM. Let us say if a website has been served or browsed in a browser, then we can pull out the browser content from the RAM, or we can extract out the encryption keys from the RAM so that we can decrypt the volume in the later future in during an analysis stage. So there are techniques involved in pulling out the RAM data. I will show you when it comes in DF process. So here you can see digital evidence could be anything. It and most important thing is log events. Whatever I do in my computer, whatever I do on my laptop, everything is logged. Everything is logged. Everything has journaling. So if I pull out the registry keys, if I pull out the window event logs, I come to know that what the user is doing. So we will discuss in a later part. So I have framed a case study from Delaware, US, a long time ago, like 4 to 5 years back. A case happened, and when I was reading that case, it's found me very interesting. So a murder, there is a murder case, and the the murder happened in Delaware in a in a closed apartment, and the dead body is of a female body, and the only person involved with the close family relatives is her husband. So the thing is, oh, everything is simple. Uh, the police has the crime has been reported. The first investigation officers went to the crime scene, and they come to know that there is no forceful entry on the flats, on the premises. There is no forceful entry, and everything is locked from outside, from inside.
You are muted, sir.
Okay. So husband claims that house was locked 4 hours ago and he was outside the city. So when his mobile got into investigation, and it actually says that during a span of 4 to 8 hours, his husband is traveling outside the city. So that the investigation comes into halt. That what are the outcomes? How do we solve the case? So in the later stage, a forensic team has been called, which comprises of one digital forensic examiner. So one person who is a forensic professional, digital forensic professional, he do reconnaissance of that premises and comes to know that there is a smart refrigerator. So when it's a smart refrigerator, then there is a provision of internet connection. So he investigated the entire storage of that smart refrigerator. You can see in the picture, and he do cloud forensics. He pull out the data from Samsung Cloud, and taken out some physical storage data. And from this, he investigated that the door of the fridge is open and closed multiple times during 4 to 8 hours of span. So this is the supporting evidence. Digital forensics is a supporting evidence. It's never a primary evidence. Though if you gave a video footage too, but everything requires from a confession, from whether we found any weapon or anything. So the husband goes into interrogation and he confessed that, okay, there is a multiple log entry of intrusion in your smart refrigerator, but there is no forceful entry. So clearly this is not a case of theft. So the confession has to be taken, and this is how the investigation has been thorough. So this is how we come to know that why digital forensics is useful. If we don't know, we skip the part of this Internet of Things, IoT, which is smart refrigerator. Then we couldn't go further into our investigation. We come into a halt. So that is why it is so much useful. So yeah, so log analysis was not refrigerator. It was sufficient proof and supporting evidence. And later the husband uh, confession has to be recorded. So again, in like 2014 or 15, a case study, it's come from National Crime Record Bureau. It has been journaled in NCRB case studies. I was in NCRB a year ago, so I found this investigation case study, which is how I found very helpful for you guys in able to understand. Am I not muted again? That's good. Okay. So in Jharkhand state, there are around 2 crores of money is taken out from a group of ATMs in a localized state, in a localized region of Jharkhand state. And money is dispensed from ATM machine, but it is not debited from the account holder's account. So when bank puts their money into ATM machine, they maintain a ledger how much money is dispensed and how much money has been taken out, and that ledger is digitally monitored. So money was debited from ATM without use of and there is no like physical theft, physical forceful entry in the ATM machine. So uh, and then I will show you the crime scene, what actually happened. So during a span of 4 to 5 months, when money was taken out in a continuous manner from ATM machine, and then ledger will come into play. When bank professionals analyze the ledgers, then they come into play that there are some discrepancies. There are some irregular entries found that money is not debiting from the account holders. How the money is got dispensed to. So when the crime has been reported by the banking system to the localized cyber police station in Jharkhand state, then the forensic team, the first responders, go to the crime scene. They, uh, they barricaded the crime scene. They analyzed the crime scene. They come to know that there is no forceful entry. They have taken the CCTV logs from Network Operations Center, from Security Operations Center, and they have analyzed the physical machine of ATM. You can see in this picture, it's a whole bunch of cassettes which carries the money, and there is a computer which has a physical storage in it. It's a full-fledged computer running a software which you can see on this ATM screen. So uh, uh, after when computer has been taken out from its hard disk has been analyzed, and using forensic softwares, it is come to know that there is a malware running in the machine, and that malware is rapid. It's a remote access trojan. It's a remote access trojan means somebody implanted it in a remote manner and taken the access of that computers and pull out anything, whatever he or she wants. So, but how the money got transferred? It could be taken out physically from ATM. So when the malware is implanted in a system remotely, uh, whenever a person dials some numbers on the keypad, it executes the malware, and it treated the person as a legit person, and it dispensed the money. This is how this thing going on. So when you can see over here the hash value, when this malware hash value has been computed and uploaded to a virus total. What is virus total? Virus total is a repository of malwares, so flagged malwares, researched malwares on the internet. You can go to the Google, you can Google the virus total. It will lead you a website of virus total. You upload a exe, you can upload any file. If you found, if you see any file is malicious, or it is not opening by your own, or it is self-replicating, either you can compute the hash value using forensic software, or you can upload that file to a virus total. It will tell you whether it is a malware or not. If it's a malware, what is the score of threat of it, and what it can lead to destruction. So let us say this is the flow of how this cybercrime happened. So the cyber criminals, they hide the malware in the form of advertisement. They first social profile the administrator of that bank who is monitoring the internet of that localized region of Jharkhand state. When my administrator user accidentally clicked on environment, see, this is the case of phishing. Okay, so when he clicked on that advertisement link, the malware got installed in his computer in the background. Nobody knows. It's hidden. It's hidden in any form. It could be in any the exe. It could be in any container file or whatever. So when malware got propagated to all ATM machines using a single computer, because this computer is the administrator and it is responsible for the sole connection of the ATM computers, the malware got triggered on that respective ATM machine with the help of the entered code, which is done by the physical person. So that is why CCTV couldn't detect that there is a theft, there is a money stealing from that person. You can see that person is typing something on keypad and money is dispensed out. So that's why bank couldn't detect the cyber crime over a long span of like 5 to 6 months. So yeah, so when this computer goes into cyber investigation, then some documentation has been carried out, a report has been registered, and the internet service provider has been interrogated. 91 CRPC is sent to that person, and the IP address of that email has been recalled. That what is the IP address of that email, from where it comes. So IP address is originated from Nalasopara, Mumbai region. It's like a hub of cyber crimes. Nalasopara, just like Jamtara in Jharkhand. So police officers raid the premises of cyber criminal, and again the confession has been made. Some devices have been seized, and the testimony has been gathered. Okay, so this is the case study. Which involves phishing, but though it's a phishing is a cyber attack, but investigation or taking out the malware, detecting it out the score, detecting out the reversing of IP address, and reaching to that physical location in Mumbai. This is digital forensic investigation. So that's why digital forensic professionals are in demand nowadays. It doesn't require coding skills, it doesn't require anything. If you have computer knowledge, you have a good aptitude, you have like data knowledge, data sets knowledge, you know how computer works, that is sufficient enough that you can enter in this field. It is okay if if you know some Python, if you know some shell programming, it is okay, but it is not mandatory. Okay, so let me direct you to another thing like cyber forensic investigation. So cyber forensic investigation, if I tell you about like the very basic thing is the storage device. Though the storage device in 1970s or in early 1980s it's very huge. You can see in this picture it's damn huge. Like 5 MB of hard disk in 1956. It's like of that, and you are carrying a 4 TB of hard drive in around to some decades ago, some decades later. So here you can see on the later picture is the form factor, how the form factor of hard drive kept on decreasing, and this is the evolution of the storage industry. But again, the challenge for forensic professionals to deal with storage media, criminals when they found out that they have been raided, they are come in, uh, radar of doubt, then they destroy the media, they destroy the mobile phone, they destroy the storage device. So the complex storage mediums nowadays are very challenging for forensic professionals. But yes, there are solutions, there are remedies to extract out the data. We will discuss it in the later session. Here you can see this evolution. We are using 1970s, we are using floppy disk. Then we have reduced the form factor of floppy disk, and it kept on decreasing, it kept on decreasing, it kept on increasing of the data storage protocol or data transfer protocol. And now we switch to cloud computing, which is again a physical storage, but we are accessing remotely. Okay, another challenge is like when you delete your data. What happened when you delete your data? If I found out that I have done some crime on internet, or I'm working in a university or education institute or any company, and I have been fired. What I do first, I delete the entire data. I delete the confidential data, or I can leak. I can share my confidential data, my intellectual data to my rivals. Okay, so what happened when you delete your data? It never got deleted in your hard drive. There are some anti-forensic technique when you apply on that. This is the only way you can delete your data. But when you delete your data, when you format your data, it never got formatted, it never got deleted. This is like the first page of your notebook, which is the index page. Everything written on a notebook is been indexed. What page number the introduction part is, what page number, what chapter is. So when you format your hard drive, when you format your pen drive, its index page is got erased. The entire content is left there. So what happened when we again use the same storage media for our later data storage usage? So it's like overlapping. The new data overlapped on the older data. So, but there is this overlapping is not 100% accurate. Some portion is left behind. So that portion left behind, using forensic softwares, we can extract out this leftover region. So this is known as slack space. Okay, there are some reserved areas present in hard drive. You cannot access using a computer. You cannot access using your normal softwares, free softwares. You can access. You can access using forensic softwares. These reserved regions. Again, the very popular thing is steganography. So it's like a technique of hiding the secret data within a data. You can see a Mona Lisa picture over here. So when you transform this picture in a hexadecimal form, let's say we know how computer storage works in binary form. It stores our data in binaries, but how to represent that binary? So this is known as hexadecimal viewing of your data using forensic softwares, or you can download any free hexadecimal viewer from internet. So when you can diagnose anything resides in your computer in a hexadecimal format using hexadecimal viewer like HXT. It's a free software. So whenever you transform their actual image into a hexadecimal format, you can see like this on the left side, F6, FB, hexadecimal values you can see. So the entire data representation comes into hexadecimal, and it's a combination of zeros and non-zeros. So any person can hide a secret message in that zeros without affecting the integrity of that actual content of file. But using forensic softwares, you can detect out the integrity of the file has been changed. This is the technique. So, and you can extract out the strings hidden on that content. So this is known as data carving. So carving is like a term comes from wooden carvers. They carve the wooden slabs into decorated pillars and everything. And these are workers. So carved means uh, carving out or extracting out from a given data. What are the outcomes? What are the hidden messages? What are the hidden statements involved in email attachments, in JPG, in videos? So I can recall one of the event. I saw some web series, Sacred Games, and the ATS received a message, Happy Diwali. So they are very surprised that why we received this messages from an anonymous mail. So this is actually going on. What are they doing to investigate? They have to do carving technique. Like hidden messages are saved in that actual picture content. So this is data carving. The last thing is data encryption, which is very common now. Encryption, everyone knows what is encryption. Like uh, locking your data using a private key, or in more technical way, shifting your bytes uh, and into a given pattern, and how much the pattern got, how much the bytes got shifted. This information contains in a private key. So this is encryption. So it's very challenging nowadays for forensic professionals to handle exhibits which have encryptions. For example, mobile phones, OnePlus, Samsung, flagship phones, or Android 7. After Android 7, phones have encryption standards. So it's very difficult for us to intrude into the mobile phone without changing the content of the user. I will show you when we talk about mobile forensics. Okay. So everything has a criteria. Everything, it's not like I go to a crime scene, I see a mobile phone, I connect it to a forensic software, extract out data, and tell that this person is accused. No, this is not the case. Actually, there are some processes involved, and it has been framed by Government of India. The first thing is containment and identification. So digital forensics and incident response is process. Incident response means whenever a event happened, whenever an incident happened, how do you respond to it? And what are the investigation techniques involved in it? So this is DFIR. Complete is digital forensics and incident response process. So okay, I may not. Okay, the mic is good. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that in order. Okay. So the first thing is identify it. Whenever a crime happens, you have to go to crime scene, identify the crime scene properly, and then contain it, barricade it, and then contain it. If you found a computer in on state, if you found a mobile phone in off state, do not do anything, just photograph it, document it, everything. And then you have to acquire the data from a computer, data from a server, data from a cloud medium, data from a pen drive, from a mobile phone. If you're interested in WhatsApp data, if it's deleted, then again you have to seize the mobile phone, extract out your data, and then extract out the deleted message from WhatsApp. We will discuss this thing in mobile forensics topic. And when you are done with the acquisition, you have to go for data analysis, like what is your scope of investigation and how do you present it in court of law, and what are the conclusions involved. Okay, so first thing first, The first thing is when you go to a crime scene, you have to barricade it, you have tagged everything, label everything, document, and do photography. Photography is of different kinds, like long range photography, mid range photography, or a close range photography. It's important to have a reference of the objects, like if you found a container which is opened and it's in a compromised state. So how do you come to know if you don't carry a measuring tape? You must have an object whose dimension is known. You have to put that object with that container or exhibit and do a photography so that you come to know what are the accurate dimensions of the exhibit. So, and most important thing is chain of custody. Without chain of custody, even you are going good investigation, you found the accused person, you cannot frame any charges on that person if you don't have a integrated chain of custody. So, what does it mean? What does it mean? What is chain of custody? So it's like a series of documents involved in investigation since from how the crime has been reported, when the team has been arrived on the crime scene, what are the scenario, what is the environment, what is the SSC, who is the SSC, how many exhibits, in what condition the exhibits are, who is the investigation officer, who is the primary witness, who is the secondary witness, who is the examiner, and evidence collection form, device seizure form, which is known as Form 65. So when these documents put down in a series along with the investigation reports and what are the conclusion, then these series known as chain of custody. So once you are done with documentation, you have to preserve your data. You have to preserve your exhibits. Like if you found a mobile phone in a crime scene, first of all, put into a flight mode. But remember, putting a mobile phone in a flight mode, it doesn't make you complete isolate from the radio frequency or radio waves, because there is an antenna which continue emits the radiation on a mobile phone. So that's why we have to ensure that to make your mobile phone complete isolate from network, you have to put in Faraday bags. So there are radio frequency isolation bags, which you can see in the picture. It has a provision. You can use your mobile phone, putting that mobile phone into a Faraday bag. You can manipulate your data from the screen, or there is a Ramsey box. You can see over here. It's a cage of like Faraday cage. You can see over here. It has a provision of video recording, capturing the stills, and you can put your hand inside it and do whatever you want. You can extract out the data, and here you are making sure of 100% isolation of your network, your device network. What if you found a hard disk, loose hard disk, let's say loose hard disk. So you have a forensic duplicators. It duplicates, it clone, it image your entire data, whether it is present in your computer, it is deleted on your computer, it is formatted on your computer. And since from the day one you purchase your hard drive from the market till date the incident happened, it will give you the every entry of your activities, what file has been accessed. When I was in income tax investigation, like 5 years before, I come to know about 20 years old entries. I diagnosed some 20 years old entry from a computer. So it's literally the hard drive manufacture date is like 1996, 1997. So yeah, so the forensics involve these kind of techniques. You can extract out to even a single bit if it is of great importance. So here you can see some basic rule. If computer is in on state, we do not put it in off state. We extract out its data in on condition. Of course, there are different mechanisms, different screens involved. If computer is in off state, we do not put it on. So there are some basic criteria. Here you can see mobile extraction using a tool which is of golden standard in the entire globe, which is Celebrite. It's from Israel, and they do data extraction from mobile phones. And there are different tools, Oxygen Forensics. Here you can see RAM capturing. If I found a on computer how to pull out my data, so there is a plug and play forensic extraction. You can say dongles, or you can say portable medias. When you connect your exhibit using a write blocker on your computer, and then pull out whatever is reside in your computer, present, deleted, formatted, whatever. You have to do physical acquisition. I will tell you what is physical acquisition in our later discussion. You can pull out RAM capture using a single tool, RAM free magnet forensics, RAM capture. It's a free tool. You can use it on your own. You can Google it. It's come from Magnet Forensics US. So this is what I'm telling you, people, that we do we can extract, deleted, formatted, whatever is there. We can do disk imaging and disk cloning. So there are two aspects of data acquisition from our computers, from our pen drives, from servers, that disk imaging and disk cloning. So okay, so there is one thing is that you can do both things. Uh, Disk imaging or disk cloning means you found a computer, you to acquire the data, and that data, whatever is there, you make a physical image of it, uh, and you converted that file into a single file, like say E01. So transforming everything resides in your computer, present or deleted, whatever, unallocated or allocated, and then transforming it into a single image file, that is E01 file, which is encoded. Means you can use a dedicated platform to parse the data, to decode the data. You can it's a compressed image file, and you can create multiple copies of it. Means at first, uh, okay, at first, whenever you found an exhibit, you can make a single image file of it, and you can make multiple copies from that image file. So integrity is maintained. What is cloning? Cloning is like mirroring, bit to bit mirroring. If zeros is there in destination, but not in imaging. If zeros is there, it is compressed into actual content, and that compression information is stored in that image file. When you restore that image file into a physical medium, it will transform into in its original state. So we prefer disk imaging over disk cloning in the forensic techniques in acquiring the data. No, this is not the case with mobile forensics. Mobile forensics, there are three different type of acquisitions. So like whatever you see on a mobile phone, you can control your data through touch screen. It's a logical data. Means my photos, my videos, my chats, my SMS, my phone book, it's a logical data. So if you delete your data, you will not get anything if it's a logical acquisition. So there are like hidden data involved. You can use file explorers to view that data. So that is file system data, which is not controlled easily using maneuvering technique on your screen, but you require a specific software like File Explorer, like Google Files or ES Explorer, file managers. You can explore your data which are hidden using these apps. So this is file system data. There are chances that you can get your deleted data from file systems at some extent, not fully, at some extent. So Apple iPhone works on this protocol. They works on file system and full file system. Whatever you delete on your iPhone, you will get your deleted data from it using file system or full file system protocol. There is another thing which is physical. Okay. Uh, Let me tell you in a very simple manner that if a 64 GB phone you bought from market, what shows? It shows 54 GB or 48 GB of storage. So what actually is? Where is the storage gone? It means the manufacturers will give you a provision of the storage which he found so adequate. Like you can use 48 GB of your storage from 64 GB mobile phone in any manner. But once you delete your data, it will go in that storage which is not given by OEM to you. So how to access this data? So we do physical acquisition, we do physical extraction on different protocols. So one of the protocols you can see over here is EDL. If it's a Qualcomm mobile phone, we go for EDL method, emergency download mode. We can do chipset method, we can do ADB backup method. We can do if it's a MediaTek chipset, we can do MTK mode. So ADB method is for file system, full file system. Chip off method is the last method where uh, we work on circuit level. We extract out the chip from it and we decode the data. It's not easy, but it's the last option to extract out the data from a damaged phone if it is not responding. Here you can see chip off method on this the left bottom picture, or if you found a pen drive or a micro SD card which is not responding or broken. You can see on this picture, you can extract out at circuit level and tap some points, special points, and extract out your data. So this is very, advanced forensics method, and it requires very sophisticated, or dedicated skill set, dedicated tools, which are not available in the open market easily. I told you about a function called hashing. In the case study, we have discussed in Jharkhand state case study that malware malware has been detected out using VirusTotal when the hash value has been uploaded to VirusTotal engine. So what is hashing? So in simple words, hashing is like a digital signature of any digital file stored in your digital medium. When you compute that digital signature of that file, and if that file is not tampered by any means, its digital signature remains same even after years, even after decades. Means when you go to a crime scene, you found an exhibit of your interest, like a pen drive or a hard drive, you first compute its hash value. It's a string of multiple alphanumeric characters. It depends on what algorithm you are using, amplify for SHA1, SHA2. You first compute a hash value, you acquire the data from it, you first acquired the hash value, you write it down. Uh, it's generated in a PDF or a text format. You acquire the physical image, you again compute that hash value with the original hash value. If it is same, it means during acquisition, there is no tampering happen. And that report is now a part of your chain of custody. Okay. So the examination and data analysis. So I told you in the starting that anything residing in your computer is of great importance. So there are some operating system artifacts which are very useful and helpful for an investigator in order to proceed the investigation. For example, whenever you connect a pen drive, a USB device to a computer, it is logged, it is journaled. Means its product ID, its serial number, its revision of firmware revision number, what time it is first connected on a computer, last time connection of your computer, uh, what data has been transformed into your pen drive, and what is the model number of it. So it has been logged. It has been logged. So if you found the operating system artifact, let's say a registries of your Windows operating system registry data. So there are uh, uh, let's say uh, you go to Windows command, you type window plus R and just type regedit, regedit. There is a window open of registry editor. You can direct to this location, which is H key local machine, hardware device map, and then resource mapping or serial comms. So you will come to know that what ID is been there and what is the time of your pen drive has been connected over it. But this is one of the feature of your Windows environment. But what happened when you go to physical acquisition of that computer? When you extract out the registry keys of that computer using forensic software, the decoding will help you to find out the actual timestamps of your pen drive. Let's say Seagate expansion USB hard drive has been connected to this date. The date of connection is 31/8/2022, the time of it. But this is a metadata. Its metadata is very important in order to proceed further for investigation. The later thing is like prefetch PF files. When you again go to your window plus R run command, and you just type prefetch, it will give you a list of prefetched files. Means whatever files you opened in your Windows environment, it has been fetched to its RAM contents, and you are not actually executing that file from its actual storage, physical storage medium. You are executing that file from RAM contents. So let's say an example, you are drafting a Word document. You typed some words, image, integrate some pictures. A tab file has been created. Whenever you save that file, then it's saved in your physical storage. But during that duration, it is not goes into a physical storage. It remains in your RAM content. So that's when I extract out the PF file of it, I will come to know the actual contents of it. So this is how it is very helpful. So registry keys are very important in Windows. Log files like window events, EVT file, it is known as EVT file. Prefetch files, how many files have been opened, and one important thing is shell bags. So shell bags are very important. It gives you a brief or a detailed investigation overview about a user. Like user opened file how many times, what type of file is open, and what are the nature of the files, and what are the data types of the file, and what are the, if I go to registry keys, registry hives, I can tell what program is installed in what in this computer, though it is uninstalled, but it has an entry of installing. So these are, OS artifacts which are very useful for an investigator during investigation process. It doesn't matter if you are using a Linux or you are using a Mac OS system. There are different architecture involved in there. So OS artifacts is different, like Spotlight searches, like Windows or like user variable, user where home folder. It's very important in Mac OS. Okay, so let's go to artifact analysis. I told you in the previous portion that what is carved data. So it's like a string of characters which contains a file architecture, and it doesn't goes with the actual existing architecture of the file. So like and it mainly we found data extraction of carved files from unallocated space. Means if you have a 500 GB of a hard drive and you format it using 200 GB of storage, so that 300 GB, it's a new space, an allocated space. Or if you format it in 500 GB complete storage, whatever data is not goes into file system storage, it goes into unallocated space. So we can carve out the data from unallocated space in this manner. So another important point in artifact analysis is the master file table. I told you about an index page. So it has everything. It has the entry of everything in your notebook. So in same manner, there is a file table, which is known as master file table in Windows environment. It carries all your information, whatever you stored in computer, how many folders are there, how many files are there, what files accessed at what time, modified time, access time, creation time. It gives you everything. If you extract out the MFT, and you will get the directory structure, the actual file structure of your computer, or more or less like of your partition volume. It's the location you can see of MFT is this. You go to the root structure, you go to the root of the volume partition, you will see, go to hidden items, you will see MFT file is placed there. But you cannot copy in directly from your live system. You need some forensic software, specialized software to extract out the MFT. USB logs from registry, you can see over here different models with different serial numbers. Whenever it is stored in your computer, if it is there, if the system is not disturbed by reset or by cleaning of your OS artifacts, or like cleaning of your junk files, the entries will remain there. Some people, what they do, anti-forensic techniques, like they use deep fragmentation software. They're using disk cleaning like bit eraser software. So it will disrupt the metadata of it. But again, it will leads you to uh, uh, operational disturbance of the operating system. Your operating system will not behave properly. It will behave abnormally in this case. Here you can see the root location of how to go to your registry edit location. You can simply type regedit and go to local machine, HK local machine, system, current control set, NM, and USB store. You will see a list of USB items. Okay. The last thing is presentation and conclusion. When you are done with your extraction, you find the related data. If you are doing email analysis, you found the entities who are contacting with each other. Then you have to make a report of it. It includes your investigation process, what time you started, how you started, what is the outcome, at what time. You have to maintain the timestamps also. And it goes into a DF investigation report, evidence report. So at the starting, I told you about that we are connected to cybersphere, and since the cyber crime is rising exponentially, so when we go to cyber cells, when we go to, suppose I'm a victim, a crime happened with me, I have to go to cyber cell. My report has been taken into account under some section. So it has different nature of cyber crimes, and uh, there are some sections involved under IT Act of 2000 in India. So IT Act has been introduced in 2000, and it comprises of electronically medium storage storage things, how to use in what environment, what are the land logs, and there are different things involved in that ITL. So there are some sections I have taken which are very popular nowadays. So let's say if some people use the password of another person, then a crime has happened, everything is done, investigation has been done. Now, when the case goes mm, into the court, at the court of law. So the charge is framed under Section 66. If the cheating occurred using a mobile phone or using a digital medium, then it goes into 66D. If someone published your images, your private images on the online medium, then it is goes 66E. If there is a terrorist attack happened using cyber infrastructure or using a digital medium, then it goes to into the 66 app. Or if someone is predating the children online or publishing child pornography, it goes into 67 section. So there are a lot of sections involved in it. We don't have enough time. We don't have much time to discuss in this limited time window. So let's jump to uh, our the important topic, that what are the career aspects in digital forensics. So I told you in the beginning of the session that who can be or who could be the investigator. So he must have a sound knowledge of data, digital data. He must have a sound knowledge of legal principles, forensic principles, and procedures involved. Then he can become or she can become a forensic investigator. So, a digital forensics analyst, and what are the okay, you go into the field, you go into cyber forensics field. What are the how to nurture yourself, how to go to gain experience and go to uh, a top-notch position on your organization. So you can become chief information security officers or CTO, chief technical officer, if you go to in this field. So these are very reputed designations in any corporates. If you go to if you are joining a law enforcement, there are mediums available nowadays that even if you know IT, you know computers, you know storage media, you know cloud storage media, there are mediums available in government that 6 months of experience or a year of experience people can get a job or with a good numbers of money in government. Like MHA is introduced is from in 2019, a scheme of placements that if you know sound knowledge of forensics with a desirable experience like 6 months or a year, you can work on live cases, you can work with police, you can work with cyber cells, you can work in FSLs, you can work in CFSLs. So this is actually going on. Police, local state police is doing MOUs with universities, and they are picking up the students who worked on live cases nowadays. I have some people in my network who are actually doing this. So there is no wonder that uh, you can do this. So you can become even if you are postgraduate or a graduate, you can become an analyst, you can become an associate in corporates, you can become an executive in DF, you can become an data analyst in the government, uh, you can become a forensic accountant. A forensic accountant. This is very niche field nowadays, and it's very demanding. Forensic accountancy. Big four companies like EY, PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, Fortune 500 companies, they have demand of forensic accountancy. They know they want the people who can find the irregularities in invoices, irregularities in bank statements, irregularities in ledgers, and who can extract out the data from a logged manager file from a Tally software. So it's a very simple trick, but the demand is very fast. And lastly, more people are now opting for their career in law. So they want to become cyber lawyer. So there are variety of domains available even in a single cyber forensics field. So now the question comes is that cybersecurity. So I again tell you, cybersecurity is different thing. It is very limited to a particular hardware, particular software, monitoring the firewalls. That's it. That's it. But when it's come to cyber forensics, you can become investigator, you can become examiner, you can become analyst, you can become forensic accountant. So there are number of fields available in a single DFIR field, DFIR domain. Okay. So now let me come to my organization profile, which is my company, Third Eye Techno Solutions. It's a digital forensic company, and it's been incorporated since from 2013, and they have offices in Delhi and Amravati, Maharashtra. So we take care of diverse spectrum in digital forensics. So we are dealing with software, hardware tools, what is involved in digital forensics, what is involved in investigation, what is needful for the police, for the law enforcement. So we have multiple tie-ups with our global suppliers of hardware and software solutions. For example, you can see oxygen forensics. It's a very popular tool, and it is for meant for cloud and mobile forensics. Like Celebrite, it is from Israel. So we are the partner with these kind of uh, manufacturers or OEMs around the globe. And one important thing is that how well Indian government is doing when we talk about cyber forensics, when we talk about cyber attacks. So one thing I have to make clear that these softwares, these hardwares are actually using by Interpol, by actually using by FBI, by intelligence agencies around the globe. Well-reputed agencies are actually using these tools, and our government, our law enforcement, our police agencies, our intelligence gathering agencies are actually using these tools. So we are, exclusive vendors and non-exclusive vendors of these tools. You can see Ace Laboratory. Ace Laboratory is a company situated in Russia and Czech Republic. They are golden standard in damage media forensics. I can say Safer Trace, I can say Access Data, I can say Alcomsoft. So there are numerous of uh, solutions available under a single house. Safer Trace, I can say, for blockchain analysis, for cryptocurrency analysis, which are nowadays is a boom. Okay, so there are number of lines. I cannot list out every single client here, but there are some client you can see over here like serious fraud investigation, like CBI, like Rajasthan Police. We have worked with Maharashtra Police. We have worked with TS Police, Telangana State Police, with CDAX, with NCRBs, with MHA, with Delhi Police Cyber Cells. So the list is, and list is endless. There is no end of the list. We have our footprints. Almost 90% of states we have covered with our operations. We have done projects with their local state agencies, with their national agencies, and their dedicated region. So we okay. So there is an idea came that we are using these tools, and so we have to make the quality analyst for the industry ready, so that we come to know that industry requires quality of analysts, quality of professionals in cyber forensics. So, and law enforcement, they want the quality of professionals so that they can work live in a live crime, in a live crime scene. They can investigate it, and they can empower our current workforce. So what we come to an idea that we have to start a training center and use these tools in our training modules, and empower our students, our participants, our audience. So we have a 10-seater model facility. We give different kind of courses to them as per their requirement, or we have framed some courses by ourselves also, which are required, which are required in this industry. So we have 10-seater modern facility, all modern equipments, all software, hardware, forensic tools we have. We provide the hands-on to them. You can see over here our training center. You can see over here. This is our cyber forensic lab. You can see, and whatever tool you find in cyber cells, you find in law enforcement. We have these set of tools in our in-house cyber forensic lab. You can see over here damage forensic setup. This is the damage forensic setup. If you come to us, now we have different verticals. Now I have to say that I directly job on our training center. We have three different verticals. We provide software hardware solutions to law enforcement to entire pan India. We give services to them, and we do services of cybercrime. Like if you delete anything from your mobile phone, or you are a company owner, your employee has done some mischievous thing, you come to us for forensic investigation. We can do services on your premises or on our investigation or our investigation lab. We can do this. We have this second vertical. We have third vertical, which I told you that as per the industry requirement, we have started our training center. We have to develop quality professionals. So you can see over here the damage media setup. So as I told you, some people wants they want to do specific courses in mobile forensics. They have a good knowledge of this forensics. So we have short module courses for them. But we have a flagship course also, which is known as Digital Forensics Advanced Learning, DFL. You can see over here. It's it's costing. It's the first thing comes like it's a costing. So what I say that you come to us and with a zero knowledge of forensics of any background. If I told you at first that you don't require a coding skills, you don't need any coding skills. You just know a computer, you know a mobile phone, how to operate a computer. That is sufficient. So we start with fundamental to advanced forensics. It's complete hands-on training we have developed. There is no theory involved in it. All complete practicals involved in it. We have awareness program also for institutions. For two our program, we have audio video forensics also. We have malware forensics also, which is like a very fascinating thing nowadays. Risk forensics, data analysis. We have fundamental level program of 5 days. We have a program of we can of FDP, faculty development program. We can train the trainers also. Suppose the faculty come to us, we can train them also regarding the cyber forensics. So we have damage media, non-responding, advanced forensics course also. It's a 3 days offline. So some are online, some are offline. So our flagship is offline. So we prefer people to come to us and direct interact to us one to one for this. Here you can see a flyer of our flagship program. You can make use of yourself with the hands-on knowledge of 20 plus industry standard tools, which are nowadays very demanding in law enforcement, corporate. You can see what is included in this training modules. And at the last of it, if you we have once you are done with the course, we have a screening test. If you pass that test and achieve 80%, then we will guarantee placement. We will guarantee the placement to our participants, to corporates, to uh, to semi-government, to semi-private or semi-public domains. So this is actually we have started this thing like 3 years back, and on regular basis the batches are going on. Today is actually a batch is going on. So different university people, different faculty people, different people from law enforcement also are joining us for this advanced level program. Here you can see who achieved in when who are achievers of this advanced forensic program. A person who is pursuing LLB from OP Jindal University, he has completed a program and he's doing very well. And Mr. Ayan Mohammed from Galgotias University, he was final year placed in the company. And there are numerous people you can see over here, like Prabir Roy. He's a senior government employee from IRCTC cyber domain. He has done a course, he empowered himself, and he's doing, uh, he get benefit of it. He's doing well in his job. So there are numerous people you can see over here who achieved this course, who has done very well. Okay. So we have signed some memorandum of understanding MOUs with our some universities, and they are now become our academia partners. You can see like Central University, Galgodias, VGI, Vishweshwarya Group of Institution, NLIU Bhopal, SGT University, and you can see there are things are going on. So this is all about today's session. Uh, I'm open for discussion. I'm open for your queries. If you have any queries, any doubts about today's session, you can unmute your mic and just tell me the query. I will happily answer you. And meanwhile, you can scan the QR below and provide your feedback. So thank you for listening me very patiently. This is Sakib Iqbal again, and I hope I'm able to make you understand about digital forensic field and what are the different aspects of digital forensic, you know, career aspects and digital forensic industry. So thank you again.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Thank you, sir, for this amazing session. I would like to request all participants to switch on your cameras. Hello. Please switch on your cameras.
People, if you have any queries, you can ask about your the training programs, about today's session, digital forensics. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Anyone have doubts?
Students are requested to ask any queries, any doubts. This will help a lot for your career in forensics, digital forensics, the investigations. And in the current scenario also, this is what main issues related to cyber security. Many of the frauds are happening. So any questions related to your career, the recent happenings?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. I am asking, is there any certificate is required, such as CHFI?
That's a very good question. Okay, so yes, if you have a CGFI, it's a plus point, but though it is not mandatory. Like 10 years ago, if you say the same question, I would say CHFI is very is increase your credibility. But nowadays it is no. You have a skill set that is sufficient.
Okay, sir.
Good morning, one and all present here. I, Sanskruti Lonkar, am here to present vote of thanks for this amazing session on digital forensic. I would like to present my vote of thanks to respected Sakib Iqbal sir and Mr. Lokesh sir and all team of 3i Techno Solution Private Limited. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your expertise in the field of digital forensic and cyber security. We are thankful for sharing various cybersecurity cases and way of investigation. Your session was very fruitful to us. It will help us, our student, for their career and to take precaution in this digital world. I would like to thank our management and respected director Shivaji Munde sir and all faculties faculties for organizing such a great session. And last but not at the least, I would like to thank all of you for being all amazing audience. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you, IMS. Take care. Bye.
The feedback link of this session is shared on our official WhatsApp group. All students are requested to give your valuable feedback within 30 minutes. And now I would like to declare this session is over.